Chapter 7. The Relationship Between Thought and Emotion. To progress, we must establish the relationship between thoughts and emotions. The great myth of emotions in society is that emotions are automatically generated by sensation. That simply seeing something, hearing something, being exposed to something will automatically generate an instinctive emotion that is beyond your conscious control. However, it can be shown that emotions are not automatic instinctual responses to external stimuli. Rather, thoughts precede emotions, and emotions are reactions consequential to a person's thoughts. At the sight of a dog, one person may feel fear, while another may feel joy. The aroma of a freshly baked cake may cause one person to feel desire and anticipation, while another is minded of their aunt, passed away, who once baked them that same cake, and thus feels the sorrow of their loss. Choose any situation and you will quickly think of circumstances where one person could feel one emotion and another person would feel a completely different emotion in response to the exact same stimuli. Let us consult Ayn Rand for the reasons behind this. Just as the pleasure-pain mechanism of man's body is an automatic indicator of his body's welfare or injury, a barometer of its basic alternative, life or death, so the emotional mechanism of man's consciousness is geared to perform the same function, as a barometer that registers the same alternative by means of two basic emotions, joy or suffering. Emotions are the automatic results of man's value judgments integrated by his subconscious. Emotions are estimates of that which furthers man's value or threatens them, that which is for him or against him, lightning calculators giving him the sum of his profit or loss. But while the standard of value operating the physical pleasure-pain mechanism of one's body is automatic and innate, determined by the nature of his body, the standard of value operating his emotional mechanism is not. Since man has no automatic knowledge, he can have no automatic values. Since he has no innate ideas, he can have no innate value judgments. Man is born with an emotional mechanism, just as he is born with a cognitive mechanism, but at birth, both are tabula rasa, blank slate. It is man's cognitive faculty, his mind, that determines the content of both. Man's emotional mechanism is like an electronic computer, which his mind has to program, and the programming consists of the values his mind chooses. But since the work of man's mind is not automatic, his values, like all his premises, are the product either of his thinking or of his evasions. Man chooses his values by a conscious process of thought, or accepts them by default, by subconscious associations, on faith, on someone's authority, by some form of social osmosis or blind imitation. Emotions are produced by man's premises, held consciously or subconsciously, explicitly or implicitly. From The Virtue of Selfishness, 1964, by Ayn Rand. Whenever something we value is lost, taken, threatened, damaged, etc., we feel a negative emotion. Also, whenever our chance of obtaining or achieving something we value is diminished, we will also feel a negative emotion. Something of value could be our status, our reputation, our job, our money, our property, our liberty, our happiness, our rights, our life, our family, our friends, our community, our country, our species. Negative emotions in response to a perceived threat to these values come in different flavors: raw fear, rage, shame, sadness, guilt, grief, envy, embarrassment, and so on. There is absolutely nothing wrong with feeling emotions. Both positive and negative emotions are to be expected in life. Life is saturated with ups and downs that frequently cause emotional reactions. This is all perfectly fine. The important thing to accept is that it is our thoughts that determine our emotional response. Without thought, there is no emotion. Even a baby's crying is because the baby has consciously formed such premises as mum's attention good, being alone bad, drinking milk good, hungry bad, or warm good, cold bad, comfort good, pain bad. And therefore, behind every repressed emotion is one or more premises about what is valuable and what is true. These premises determine our gut reactions to events. You could consider the set of all your premises, every single one of them, to be what is generally referred to as a belief system. If our premises about ourselves, others, reality, life, and so on reflect an attitude and character of rationality, independence, pride, self-esteem, and honor, then our emotional responses will be rational and not particularly uncomfortable. We will be able to easily handle each event as it comes along, and we will not be excessively damaged by it. If, however, our premises about ourselves, others, reality, life, and so on reflect an attitude and character of weakness, deception, self-doubt, self-loathing, low self-esteem, insecurity, and so on, then our emotional responses will be chaotic, heavy, painful, confusing, scary, and so on. We will feel like something very bad is happening to us and that our life is becoming much worse. Furthermore, we will lack a view of life that lets us interpret emotionally charged events objectively. We will be literally unable to perceive, consider, analyze, or become conscious of events. We will not be able to end the pain because we are unable to make sense of it. We are unable to understand objectively why everything is okay in spite of what happened. Emotionally charged, painful moments will haunt us with physically perceived emotional pain until we gain the intellectual strength to look at them objectively and realize, truthfully, that everything is okay. Intellectual strength is not the ability to do math or science or have good grammar, it is the ability to comprehend reality objectively. Consider a character who holds firm convictions that their mind is capable of thinking, that they are worthy of living, that they probably can deal with most of that which life could throw at them. This is the character of rationality and self-esteem. Now consider a character who is uncertain about everything. They are not sure if reality really exists, or if it's just an illusion playing before their consciousness. They are not sure if they have free will, or everything is predetermined. They're not really sure why they have value, or if they deserve to be alive. This is the character of severely limited self-esteem. First character has superior emotional strength and will therefore be able to process emotional pain easily. The second will be unable to make sense of emotional pain. They will have reactions such as, "Why is this happening to me? It's not fair. Who do I blame for this? This is also terrible and unfortunate. Somebody do something about this. How could I ever possibly feel better?" As we build our intellectual strength, that is, build our rationality, independence, pride, self-esteem, and others, we build our ability to deal with past painful events objectively, resolve them, integrate them, and transcend them. Thus, there is a lot of objective thought to be done to resolve pain. Summary of this chapter. Emotions are lightning-quick responses determined by the content of our mind. Characters of high intellectual strength can handle painful emotions. Self-esteem is a large component of intellectual strength. A large amount of objective thought must be done to resolve pain. Exercise 7. Fingertips on the ground. Most people complain about tight hamstrings and a tight lower back. Certainly, these are two of the most common reasons for which people see a physiotherapist, who is more than delighted to offer stretches. They love stretches because it provides an immediate illusion of a result. The following exercise is not a stretch. It is intended to help you experience your entire body in a complex position. If you have in your mind that you're stretching while you do this exercise, you will not achieve results. Let go of that intention. Bend down and place your fingertips on the floor. Your feet may be in any position whatsoever. You may move your fingertips to any location on the floor whatsoever. There is an ideal situation in which your legs are perfectly straight, your body is curled down close to your legs, and your hands easily touch the floor, though that is, most likely, a distant outcome, which you need not consider right now. All you have to do is maintain your fingertips touching the floor. Feel your legs, feel your back, feel your neck, feel your core. Search for inhibitions in your movement patterns and rules you have for your body that keep you in an uncomfortable position. In general, you should move out of discomfort and into more comfort at all times. Some shaking may occur, and that is fine. Go through it. Maybe even enjoy it.